Hey everyone, it's T-Lore, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to open some Spanish Main and Crimson Coast packs. Now, I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about rarity, because I've talked about that before, but things are a little bit different in these earlier sets. There's no super rares in Spanish Main, and the super rare in Crimson Coast is only one ship, so we don't even know if anything else, what else comes with that. The other thing that I want to do this time while I'm going through these is I have a scale set up on grams. And we're going to actually weigh these packs and see if there's anything different that comes out of like a lighter weight one versus a heavier weight one. So ships, when you put them together, they have little holes, right? If you look at these two ships here, you can see this one has some really big holes where the deck plate goes in. And this one also has a bunch of different holes. And if we look at the back, you can see this entire plate is solid, whereas this one, there's a secondary hull that has 3 different holes in it. So if we put these on the scale, we can see that this one is 13, and this one is also 13. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to tell any difference between these, but I went ahead and weighed these before I recorded, and there is at least a little bit of a difference between them. So we'll see if there's any correlation. So for now, I'm going to start with the Spanish Main packs. Now, I picked up all of these packs plus 3 Pirates of the Revolution packs for about $45 and a bunch of singles that I've already put into my binder. One of the singles that I got was the Revenge, which I'll show towards the end here as a promo one that I got. So I have quite a few of the Spanish Main ones, but there's definitely quite a few holes in here. And if we kind of assume that these are about $10 a pack, especially the Crimson Coast one, we'll see how we do as far as pulling rares and making back what I spent on this. All right, so I'm going to weigh this first one. Let's see, let's make sure the scale is zeroed. All right, I'm going to weigh this first one, and it is 49 grams. So this is on the heavier side of what I was seeing earlier. Let's see if that makes any difference in what you actually get out of it. Just going to tear these down the side. All right, I can see already that that is a really good pull right off the top. Oh, and these are shrink wrapped. I forgot they did that in Spanish Main. So I got a Revenant, which is number 1. You can see that the collation of the cards is kind of wacky too, like they're all separated and everything. This is unlimited, so that is at least beneficial. I might need to get some scissors. Alright, so I got some scissors. Since these were shrink wrapped, might make it easier for opening packs as well. So let's go through here. So anyway, this is a 3-card rare, which means that we can get just about anything for our next piece here. So I'll pull out all these rules and instructions here. And we got 17, which is Treachery, and I already have that. I also already have the Revenant, but I have the first edition Revenant, so I'll probably hold on to that one. Alright, so we get all these cards. You can see they're all just kind of out of order, and even this one you can see it's a little bit cut off, but that's just kind of how they came. So this is a really good ship, and I definitely got my value out of that pack. Now, that was towards the heavier side, which is a little surprising because 5 masts have multiple decks and lots of little extra cutouts. So I'm guessing we won't really get any value out of the scale here. And then I also got a common, Treachery, and just a generic crew. And I'm not totally sure if I have that one or not, but we'll set it aside. So if we look at the rarity, we got a 3-card rare, which means that we're going to get a 2-card something else, because you always have to have a slot for the treasure card. And the treasure card can either be generic or a rare, which is a unique treasure. So we got a generic treasure, and then we also got a 2-card common. Now we could have gotten a 2-card uncommon, but there are no 2-card rares in this set. So that's all that we could have gotten there. So our next pack here, we'll put it on the scale, and it is also 49 grams. So we'll see if that means that we get another 3-card rare or not. All right, so I can tell you right now that that's probably one of the other best cards to pull in this set. So Darkhawk 2 is a 3-card uncommon, but it is very desirable because of its 8 cargo. So since we got a 3-card uncommon, that means we can get a 2-card common, or I suppose we can even get a 1-card rare. I think Capitan Alarico Castro is a rare, so that means that we got a 1-card rare ship in here as well, would be my guess, but I'm not sure if he's rare or not. He is, and look at that, we got a 1-card rare. Now, I also happen to have Zephyr and Alarico Castro. Again, a generic crew, so I don't know if I have that one or not. And then Darkhawk 2 is just a fantastic ship with 8 cargo. You're never going to reach the cargo limit to see that disadvantage come into play. Now I will speak to this one because it does have kind of this brass colored corner. It's still an uncommon. Just this first set of Spanish Main, when they came out with the colored corners, they weren't quite settled on what color they wanted. So this is the same rarity as the silver corner, which is an uncommon. So this is a really good ship to get, but I do already have it. All right, for this last pack, it's going to weigh in at 48 grams. So it's slightly lighter. I would expect something that has more holes in it. All right, so we ended up with a common. So this one is a common Spanish ship. I believe I already have it since it's number 81, Pescados de Plata. Yep, I already have that one. So that means that we can get just about anything with that, because that's a 2-card common. There's the other half of it there. Now, something I haven't been noticing is if these come with islands. Okay, yes, they do. All right, so I pulled that one out and all the paperwork, and we got another common. So I can tell this is a different common, which means that we should be getting a common crew, like a named crew in there. And there it is. So I already have Ming's Marauders. Silver Dagger is number 28. I think I pulled entirely duplicates out of these 3 packs, which is really unfortunate. This was definitely the worst pack. 2 commons and a common crew and a generic crew. So, all right, I struck out on all of those packs. Weighing them didn't seem to make any difference. However, I definitely got some good pulls on that. If I had to pull a rare, I pulled Revenant. Zephyr is really fast. It's also a rare, and Darkhawk 2 is probably the best uncommon in the set, although that's definitely debatable. There's some good ones. So I went ahead and pulled out Revenge, which was pretty much the best single I got out of the binder that came along with this, which is a promo card So you can't get this from packs. Now, it's not like an amazing ship. Below average cannons, +1 against just English, and pretty average stats everywhere else. But it is pretty cool to be able to have the promo ship from this. And I would also say that this one has not been punched. This one is in mint pristine condition. It's just the edges look a little bit funny like this because that's just, the wear a little bit. But you can see these tabs right here haven't been broken off. They might be a little bit damaged from the actual punching process, but this is a pretty early card. Just you can tell by the printing and how the material feels. It's almost like a softer styrene than some of the later ships feel like. And it says on the back, Pirates of the Spanish Main, the first constructible strategy game, puts naval battles and treasure hunting on your tabletop. Each game pack contains 2 ships, crew, treasure, 1 island, 1 die, and rules. So this is definitely a promotional ship that they would just hand out in order to get people excited for the game. So it's pretty neat to be able to have that, but it's not anything pack pullable. All right, so I went ahead and put the scale away because that told us absolutely nothing. We got just about every rarity of ship, and they were only 1 gram different between each of them. So we're just going to go ahead and open these. I have 9 Crimson Coast packs, and I've seen you can buy individual packs for about $10 to $15 right now. I paid $45 for 15 packs. So 9 of these Crimson Coast, 3 Spanish Main, and 3 Pirates of the Revolution, and a bunch of singles. So we'll see if I can get the value out of these, or if it would have been better to just sell these off. So you can see that the collation is a little bit better on these because I was able to just immediately pull it out and see, we have our rules packet, and then we have all the cards right here. So Santiago is an uncommon, which means there are no uncommon crew. So I'm not exactly sure what we'll get with this, but I would expect that we'll be getting some kind of named crew or a 3-card ship to go along with it. But Santiago is a new ship for me, so I can put that one in the binder. In fact, you can see it's missing right here. We have just a generic oarsman for France. Vicomte Jules de Cissé is a common named crew. This one is the one that gives you 5 extra points in your build total during setup. So if you're playing a 40-point game, you can use him to give you 5 extra points to build with. And then HMS Sultan, I am pretty sure that I have this one, and that is a common ship. So HMS Sultan, all of the ships have long range. It's an interesting ability given that it has short range cannons, but it's got pretty good cargo. It's a little bit expensive for a 3-mast ship, but I definitely already have this one. I also have the French crew here. All right, so we're on to our second pack. These are a little bit tough to get open here. I wonder if I can... Yeah, that's okay. Oh, I've also heard a rumor that the Crimson Coast checklists are rare, and it turns out this pack right here doesn't have one, and I can see right away that this pack does. So not every pack came with a checklist. Interesting right there that we have just found that out. All right, so looking at the back here, we've got HMS Sultan again. Inquisitor Sebastian Blanco. Place this crew face up during setup. Reduce the cost of all other crew placed on this ship by 1. That's an ability that you really have a hard time getting much value out of. That is a new one for me. So I will be able to put that into my binder. And we have, no, we're not a card short. And then we have a generic Stinkpot Specialist and Le Mercure. So this is another common ship. Actually pretty good for 9 points. It's got good speed, good cannons, cannot be pinned, so it could be a quick little ram ship. But I am also quite certain I have this one. So far we've picked up 1 ship and 1 crew. Yes, I definitely have this one. Now that one we got all commons in that. So I'm really hoping that we can get a rare this time on our 3rd pack. Alright, there's another checklist. And we got another common. L'Amazon, which is one that I have. It's +1 to her cannon rolls against Spanish ships. It's honestly, if you look at these two, Le Mercure is faster, has better cannons for the same cost. However, the cargo is definitely a little better on L'Amazon. And we got a generic musketeer. All right, now this looks like fun. This is a fort, Dead Man's Point. When this fort hits an enemy ship, you may also eliminate 1 cargo from that ship. That's a pretty strong ability. Cargo is either treasure or crew. And I do not have this one, so that is going to get to go in my binder. Now, forts do drive a little bit more cost from people because you can use forts regardless of the point total. As long as you have a pirate ship in your fleet, you can use a pirate fort and so on. So these are nice to have almost, you would almost say like on a sideboard or on the side of your table to be able to put in once you have enough treasure to make it. And then as far as crew goes, we got Jonah and Le Requin. Jonah is one of the crew that lets you ignore the point limit of the ship. So crew placed on the ship costs no points, but it does have a chance to cast away crew when you get hit. So this one is an interesting crew that I use a lot in my combo videos that I've been doing. All right. Now, if I don't get any rares out of any of these packs, it's going to be a little bit disappointing because those are where a lot of the cost can be. All right, so that's our 3rd checklist. I don't think those are that rare. All right, Raven is another common ship that I already have. And this is very similar, in fact, to, this is interesting. So if we look at Le Mercure, it's 1 more point for 2 more cargo, but other than that, it is identical. It's the same speed, same cannons, same ability. So I obviously would rather have the 1 point for 2 more cargo. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I already have that one, and yes, I do. We got a generic French oarsman, Maurice Aristide. One of the ship's treasures worth +2 gold when unloaded at your home island. And this ship gets +1 to avoiding rolls. I know I have that one. I've used Maurice before. And another fort. This fort gets +1 to its cannon rolls when a ship is docked at it. And I do have this fort. But forts are always a nice pickup. However, that was another entirely common pack. Statistically, I should probably get, let's see, so in a box of 36, you're getting 1 in 3 should be a rare, based on what we were seeing with Pirates of the Revolution. All right, Administrator Scott Bratley. This is one of those +5 point crew. This does mean that we're going to be getting a 2-card common ship in here. At least I assume so. There's another Fort Brompton, which we've already gotten. A generic Explorer. And Amazon again. So we are really striking out with these packs here. All right, La Provence. I definitely have that one. And another HMS Sultan, which means we're going to get a common crew. However, we did get a unique treasure. Trees. I'm pretty sure this is literally the only unique treasure that I have. Well, not quite. I have 4 unique treasures. I do have this one. But, hey, it's still a rare. You can see those don't come up very often. And then the stump is also not like an amazing crew. Place this crew face up during setup. Reduce the cost of all their crew placed on this ship by 1. So we did get the Spanish version of that just a minute ago. All right, I've got 3 packs left, and I would hope that at least 2 of them would have rares in it. In fact, I don't think I've even really gotten much for uncommons. All right, there is another common, HMS Alexander. I do have that one already. For 8 points, +1 to cannon rolls against French ships. Again, I'd rather pay a point or 2 more if you can, but you know, that is still a pretty decent ship. 4 cargo, good speed, a generic stink pot. El Phantasma. I'm pretty sure I don't have that one. No, I do. Oh well. This is the second El Phantasma, I believe. There was one in the Spanish main set, but it lets you steal treasure from an enemy home island. And if it's eliminated, you place it on your home island. So this is a nice crew that sticks around. And Gilded Monkey. So again, another entirely common pack. And I have this one as well. Now this one didn't come with a checklist. So that would explain a lot of the weight differences that I was seeing earlier, if they do or don't come with a checklist. All right, statistically, I gotta be getting some rare ships because I haven't pulled a single one out of these packs. And that's not a good start here. Oh, okay. I say that. Here is HMS Swiftsure. Long-range cannons cannot hit this ship, and it's got good speed. However, I don't have this ship, so that is a nice pull. That's pretty good. It's pretty fast. I mean, it's not an amazing ship for 10 points, but you know, I would do it. Now, with a rare single card ship comes a rare single card crew, Commodore Reese Griffin Owen. Once at the beginning of each of your turns, roll a d6. On a result of 6, any ship in your fleet may be given 2 actions that turn. Now, I don't have this one either, so that is 2 rares that I picked up out of that pack. And that's the nice thing about single card rares, you're always going to get a rare crew with it. So then we look at this one, that is a generic Pirate Explorer. We have Claude Perrier, and this one lets you pull a crew from outside the game when it's revealed. So that's an interesting ability. I've never been able to figure out a great way to make it work. You can't really flip it back down reliably. I do already have one of these. And then La Bahama is another common ship here. So this one is one of those that lets you take treasure from an enemy home island. However, I would probably avoid using this one because it is pretty slow with L speed and only 3 cargo. And I do already have that one. All right, last pack. I am really hoping for a 5-mast rare here because otherwise these packs will have pretty much been a strikeout for my collecting. That is not a good start. I'm seeing an awful lot of red corners there. So I am pretty sure we did not get a rare. Nope, there's another fort. Bonnie Liz. Ghostly Encounter. There is at least a unique treasure. Yep, that is a new unique treasure for me. So roll a d6 for each crew on the ship. On a result of 1, that crew is eliminated. Ghostly Encounter is worth gold equal to the crew remaining on the ship after all dice are rolled. So that is definitely a press your luck kind of crew. Unique treasure, but it's a good way to potentially knock out some enemy crew if they were to pick it up. So that's an interesting one. Dr. Urbano Javier and Augustin Kovas. Augustin Kovas ignores terrain, and Dr. Urbano Javier is a, well, doctor, as in he turns crew face down when they would be eliminated. Pretty sure I have this one. Yes, I do. And Saint Perrier is a fort. And